In 2025, China produced 34.5 million cars. Let that number sink in for a second. 34.5 million vehicles in a single year. That is more than the United States, Japan, and Germany combined. But the number is not even the most shocking part. It is the speed. China is now producing one new car every 0.91 seconds. Not every minute. Not every 40 seconds like Tesla's fastest factory. Every single second, a brand new vehicle rolls off a Chinese assembly line somewhere. And while the rest of the world is still trying to figure out how to make affordable electric cars, China has already figured out how to make millions of them at a pace that nobody else on the planet can touch. Not Toyota, not Volkswagen, not even Tesla. The question is, how did they do it? And more importantly, can anyone catch up? Because the answer to that second question is keeping auto executives awake at night. Before we dive deeper, subscribe to the channel so you are the first to catch all the latest tech updates. To understand how China got here, you need to understand something most people miss. China did not stumble into automobile dominance by accident. This was a deliberate, decades-long strategy. Back in 2001, when China joined the World Trade Organization, they opened their doors to foreign automakers, but with a catch. Every Western company that wanted to sell cars in China had to form a joint venture with a Chinese company. That meant sharing technology, sharing manufacturing know-how, and sharing the secrets of how to build cars at scale. Toyota, Volkswagen, GM, they all agreed because they wanted access to the biggest consumer market on Earth. What they did not realize is that they were training their future competitors. Fast forward to 2015. China was already producing about 24 million cars a year. Big number, but most of them were gas-powered sedans, built on foreign platforms. Then the Chinese government made a bet that changed everything. They went all in on electric vehicles, massive subsidies for EV buyers, tax exemptions for manufacturers, free land for gigafactories, cheap electricity for production, and a directive that pushed every major Chinese automaker to pivot toward what they call new energy vehicles. That bet paid off in a way that nobody outside of China fully appreciated until it was too late. Now here are the production numbers that tell the story. In 2025, out of China's 34.5 million total vehicles, 16.6 million were new energy vehicles. That includes battery electric and plug-in hybrids. As of June 2025, over 50% of all new passenger vehicles sold in China were electric or electrified. Half. That is a threshold that most analysts did not expect China to cross until 2028 or 2030. They did it 3 to 5 years ahead of schedule. Meanwhile, the United States produced about 11 million vehicles total in the same period. Japan made around 9 million, Germany about 4.3 million, South Korea around 4 million. China is not just leading the race, they are lapping everyone else. But the raw numbers only tell part of the story. The real question is, how are they building this fast? And the answer lies in three things: supply chain dominance, manufacturing innovation, and vertical integration. Let us start with supply chain. China controls over 80% of the global supply chain for lithium iron phosphate batteries. These are the batteries that go into most affordable EVs. In cities like Changzhou, there is what industry insiders call the 3-hour circle. 95% of every single part needed to build an EV can be sourced within a 3-hour drive of the factory. No shipping delays from overseas, no supply chain bottlenecks, everything is right there. Then there is the manufacturing innovation. Chinese factories have taken concepts like gigacasting, which Tesla pioneered, and pushed them even further. Xiaomi, the smartphone company that now makes electric cars, developed something called hyper-die casting that reduces 72 separate components into a single piece. That alone cuts production time by 45%. BYD can now cycle a vehicle through its main assembly line in under 60 seconds. Xiaomi set a record in 2026 by clearing a backlog of over 100,000 car orders using what they call lights-out factory sections. That means entire sections of the factory run with no humans at all, just robots, AI, and sensors working around the clock. And then there is vertical integration. This is BYD's superpower. While Tesla still sources batteries from Panasonic and CATL, and Ford buys cells from LG and SK, BYD makes everything in-house. Batteries, semiconductors, electric motors, even the chips. They manufacture roughly 90% of all their car parts themselves. This means they control costs at every level. No middlemen, no markups, no supply disruptions. It is the reason BYD can sell a fully electric sedan in China for under $15,000 and still make a profit. Now let us talk about the companies leading this charge. BYD is the undisputed king, producing 4.6 million vehicles in 2025 alone, making them the largest EV manufacturer on the planet. Geely, which also owns Volvo and Polestar, hit 3 million units. Chery, which has become China's leading exporter, produced 2.6 million. And then there are the newcomers that shocked everyone. Xiaomi Auto, a company that did not even make cars 2 years ago, produced over 411,000 vehicles in its first full year. Li Auto crossed 406,000. These are not small garage startups. These are massive operations, scaling at a speed the Western auto industry has simply never seen. The development speed is just as staggering. The average Chinese automaker can go from concept to production-ready vehicle in about 24 months. The average Western legacy automaker takes 40 to 50 months for the same process. That means by the time Ford or GM finishes designing a new EV, a Chinese competitor could have already designed, built, and started selling 2 different models. This is the speed gap that has executives in Detroit, Tokyo, and Wolfsburg genuinely frightened. And China is not keeping these cars at home. In 2025, China exported over 7 million vehicles, up 21% from the year before. They are flooding into Southeast Asia, Latin America, the Middle East, Africa, and increasingly, Europe. Growth to some markets has been explosive. Exports to Algeria grew by 628%. Argentina grew by 538%. Indonesia by 37%. Chinese EVs are showing up on roads in Thailand, Brazil, Australia, and across the European Union. And there is nothing legacy automakers can do except watch it happen. Well, almost nothing. The West is trying to fight back with tariffs. The European Union slapped countervailing duties of up to 35% on top of the standard 10% duty, totaling roughly 45% on Chinese EVs. The United States went even further, maintaining a 100% tariff on Chinese-made electric vehicles. That is essentially a full blockade. But here is the thing. China saw this coming. BYD is building a massive factory in Hungary for over $1 billion. Other Chinese automakers are setting up plants in Thailand, Mexico, and Brazil. The strategy is simple. If you cannot export to Europe from China, then build in Europe. If you cannot ship to the United States directly, build right next door in Mexico. The tariff wall is tall, but China is building tunnels under it. Now, how does Tesla fit into all of this? It is complicated. Tesla's Shanghai Gigafactory is actually one of the most productive car factories on Earth, producing 851,000 units in 2025. That single factory accounts for 52% of Tesla's entire global production. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Tesla's total global deliveries in 2025 were 1.64 million vehicles. China's total new energy vehicle production was 16.6 million. That is more than 10 to 1. Tesla is increasingly being viewed in China not as the revolutionary disruptor it once was, but as something closer to a legacy brand. Younger Chinese consumers are gravitating toward Xiaomi's software integration, Huawei's smart driving features, and BYD's value proposition. Tesla still has the brand recognition, but in the world's largest EV market, brand alone is not enough anymore. Ford CEO Jim Farley summed it up in a way that sent chills through the industry. He said, "Their cost and quality are far superior to what I see in the West. If we lose this, we do not have a future at Ford." That is not some analyst making predictions. That is the CEO of one of America's most iconic automakers essentially saying they are watching the future drive away from them. Looking at the global production rankings side by side makes the dominance crystal clear. China at 34.5 million, the United States at 11 million, Japan at 9 million, India at 5.8 million, Germany at 4.3 million, South Korea at 4 million. China produces more cars than the second, third, and fourth place countries combined, and the growth trajectory shows no signs of slowing. In 2023, production grew 11.6%. In 2025, another 10.4%. Analysts expect China to cross 40 million vehicles per year before the end of this decade. So, can anyone catch China? The honest answer is not anytime soon. China has more specialized EV factories than the rest of the world combined. They have over 300 active auto assembly plants compared to about 54 in the United States. They have the supply chain, the workforce, the government support, and now the export infrastructure to maintain this lead for years, possibly decades. India is trying to position itself as an alternative manufacturing hub, and its growth rate is impressive. But India produced 5.8 million vehicles in 2025 compared to China's 34.5 million. That is a gap that will take a generation to close. The future of the automobile industry is being written right now, and it is being written in Mandarin. While legacy automakers debate strategy and governments argue over tariffs, China is producing one car every second and shipping them to every corner of the globe. This is not just a manufacturing story, this is a power shift that will define the next era of the global economy.